you, welcome to Geekism and welcome to another Planet Zoo video. A little bit different today. We're going to be talking about the franchise mode that's currently in the beta, some changes that are coming to the full release, and just a little bit about the state of the mode in general. I don't normally do these kind of hot take videos, but I feel like this is something I wanted to talk about, and the best way I can do that is by cracking out a little video for you beautiful people. So about an hour before this video comes out, the current state of the game was split into three sections. You've got your career mode, which is your basic run-of-the-mill single-player game. Open up a zoo with Discount Colonel Sanders and Mafamwe, and work your way through loads of different options and game modes there, that's fine. And then, of course, sandbox mode that we haven't actually got in the beta, but we know we're getting, where all money is available and you can do what you like when you like. The third option then was franchise mode that a lot of us are currently playing through at the moment, and it's an online mode where you build up your zoo using money, but also the animals are all on an online auction system where you can trade them with other real people who are also playing the game. And personally, in theory, it's fine. I think most people have a problem with franchise mode because it didn't really work very well when the beta first dropped, and that's the point of a beta. They want to stress test this system and make sure it's working when people head on and use the servers. After a couple of days, it started to be ironed out, and it seems to be working much better now, but the problems with the server not really working very well has left a few people quite jaded. Couple that with another bug that the beta saw, where every litter of any animal was always the maximum amount of animals that you could possibly get, which means oftentimes lizard would be popping out 8 or 9 lizards, and warthogs would easily knock out 8, 6, 9, 10 different baby warthogs at once, and they were getting flooded onto the marketplace so as people can recruit some of those leaf points that you can get the conservation credits. It did kind of go against what Planet Zoo is really trying to do. One of the main things they've talked about throughout development is that they want you to be engaged with your animals. You want to get to know them, love them and care for them, and really get to know their personalities. But instead, the animals of the franchise mode are basically Kevin Costner's, popping out babies and turning them around for a quick buck. Because of all this, Frontier have listened to feedback and announced that the full release of the game on November 5th will feature a 4th play mode, which is basically offline franchise mode. They've said in an official post, "We are aware that many of you would like to have the option to play a sandbox-style gameplay mode that still includes many of the franchise features to offer a greater managerial challenge, but in an offline experience." So because of that, they've said the new mode will still include a full economy with both dollars and conservation credits, guest needs, research, education, animals, and more, all with the ability to create your zoo with your vision from the ground up. But because it's an offline game mode, there are certain features that will only be available in the regular franchise mode, such as trading between players, leaderboards, and community challenges. Now, whether or not this needed to be a whole 4th mode, I'm not really sure. I think most people would have just been happy with a currency toggle on the sandbox mode. And personally, as a mostly sandbox player anyway, the franchise mode being online or offline wasn't really something that concerned me too much, especially with this sandbox mode now being announced that you have the ability to turn off things like breeding, aging, or even animal death. Which means in our sandbox parks we'll be able to choose our animals very carefully, raise them up, decide when they breed or not, and then keep them in a Benjamin Button style status. No, he went backwards, didn't he? But you know, like a status, Maggie Simpson status, where they stay at whatever age we want them to for the rest of their lives, and we can really start to connect with those animals, we can name them and really feel close connections with them. So personally, that's fine for me. I'm glad that there is an offline franchise mode version, because I know some people physically struggle with playing online games due to poor internet. So I think for that reason it's a really great development, but personally I don't know why they couldn't have just had an extra toggle in the sandbox mode that said whether or not you had currency or not. I suppose there's a few other features that only go with franchise mode, whether or not research is available and things like that. I do think that maybe this offline franchise mode may well be the death of the online mode, personally, because from my opinion the benefits of the online mode, such as leaderboards and being able to trade with real players, don't outweigh the negatives, such as having to deal with server lag and the overinflated prices that come with real people trying to fleece you. The one thing I think we really need to take away from this, though, is that Frontier are listening and are quite willing and able to make pretty huge changes to how their game is going to run on November the 5th based on the feedback we're providing in the beta. And frankly, that is good news all round and is exactly how it should work. So GG to Frontier for making this change. It personally isn't something that's going to affect me too much because I'm pretty much exclusive exclusively a sandbox player who will probably play through the career mode for YouTube, but otherwise I'm not really the target audience here. But I would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think it's a good idea to have an offline mode? Were you not really fussed about it being online? Let me know what you think. I just want to know some feedback on this one, so pop it down in the comments. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Until next time, be good.